record with a 1.40 ERA. Shea, 25 innings, 20 hits, 5 runs, 6 walks, 18 strikeouts, 2.22 opponent batting average. Aggies 14-1 as they enter this game. They are ranked 18th nationally in the latest ESPN USA softball collegiate poll. They are on the road tomorrow. They'll start Thursday morning in the Judy Garman Classic. The Aggies will play Michigan, Long Beach State, Weber State, Cal State Fullerton, and DePaul. After that, they come back home next week for a midweek against North Texas, and then it is go time. South Carolina coming to town a week from this coming Friday to open SEC play. The Bearcats 6-8 on the year, but don't let that record fool you. We told you in the open earlier on the radio side. Started the year 0-5, which means they've won, if my math is good, they've won 6 of their last 9 ball games entering this one. They won 3 of 5 games last week at the Best on the Bayou tournament up in Monroe. We'll go over that schedule as we get ready to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one as the Aggies and Bearcats meet for the first of 2 this season. A&M will be in Huntsville at the end of April. Ellie Grill will lead it off for the Bearcats. She'll be followed by Haley Carter and Brody Quinlan, all lefties, at the top of Garrett Valish's lineup. And we are ready to go here at Davis Diamond. First pitch of the game is a strike called, and we're underway. Grill's a senior, shot at Angleton. 292 hitter, 15th start of the season. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 runs driven in on the year. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher. Cottrell counts 0-2. This Bearcat team does not feature a lot of power. Only 2 home runs in 14 games, but they do have 16 doubles and 5 triples, and they've swiped 11 bags. So when they get on, they can run and cause some problems. 0-2 pitch off the plate, ball 1. That, by the way, behind the plate is Dustin Douglas. Keith Kearney is at first. Brian Crochet is at third. I wonder if they just stayed in town. They were here all weekend doing the tournament, so that crew, a veteran crew here, calling this one tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the first batter of the game. Here's the pitch, checked her swing, and it's a foul tip anyways into the glove of Cottrell. It's a strikeout. 1 down here in the first inning. Aggie pitching staff has had a tremendous start to the season. They rank 8th in the country in earned run average this year, 8th in strikeout to walk ratio. And they have held opponents to 2 runs or less in 12 of 15 games, and in the last 9 games, the team has not scored more than 2 runs. Grounded to the right side off the bat of Haley Carter. Amari Harper off the bag to get it. Underhand flip to Wiggins covering. They get her by a half step. There's 2 outs now here in the Sam Houston first inning. No score. We're just underway. Aggies in all black uniforms with the script Aggies across the chest. Play there by Amari Harper. Coming off in that bit of that no man's land right between the circle and the base. Rylan Wiggins came over and Amari flipped, got her by a half step. Here's Brody Quinlan. Dangerous bat for the Bearcats. And the left-handed batter takes a pitch for a ball. Quinlan wears number 33. She's a junior out of Cypress, went to Bridgeland. This year hitting just .250 with 3 runs driven in, but quite a bit of pop and leads the team in walks with 7. There's a swing and a miss as Shea comes down and in just below the knees, and the count evens at 1. So again, back to that Aggie pitching staff. Only allowed more than 2 runs in 3 games this year. Chop to the right side, and that'll be a quick 1-2-3 inning as Amari Harper will step on the bag. Shaylee Ackerman, very efficient first inning. 15 strikeouts, opponents hitting .298 against Young. And she will see Keely Williams to lead things off for the Aggies. First time this season. Key swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Keely Williams, Coco Woolley, Jazz Hill, Trinity Cannon, Allie Enright, Julia Cottrell, Amari Harper, Rylan Wiggins, and Kennedy Powell is your new look Aggie lineup here tonight. Keely takes a pitch off the plate, 1-1. She's a sophomore out of Cibolo, hitting .286 on the year with a home run and 5 runs driven in. She has scored 6 times and swiped 2 bags. First time this year she's leading off, but it's not an unfamiliar spot for her. Last year she had a little span of games where she moved into that spot before she got hurt. This one's fouled off on the left side. Count is 1-2. Keely last year They moved her into the leadoff spot against Kentucky. If you remember, that was that weekend where the Aggies had just an offensive explosion. They won the series on the road. She hit leadoff for 11 straight games through the Easter weekend series, but then got hurt and was out the rest of the year. There's a swing and a miss. Went out of the zone and up a little bit to chase at that one. That's out number 1 here in the Aggie first. Here's Coco. Aggie junior shortstop will stand in from the left side. Coco, a .373 hitter with a run driven in. 9 stolen bases to lead this Aggie team. First pitch, showed bunt for a sec, takes the bat back. It's a strike called. Dustin Douglas, 0-1. Talbot, Grill, and Quinlan are your outfielders. Hobbs, Holiday, Carter, and Hebel, your infielders left to right. Schaefer is behind the plate. Sam as a team, .967 fielding percentage, 13 errors on the season in 14 games. Pitch is off the plate, 1-1. Brief little note here on Abigail Young. 1-2 record, as we told you. Her first career win came Saturday against Evansville. 6 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts. 2 losses this year to Wichita State and Northern Colorado, each in one of the first 2 weeks of the season. Chopped into the circle by Coco. A little bit of height on it, and she's going to be able to beat it out to first base. And Coco Woolley with an infield single. That is her 20th hit on the year to tie for the team lead. You could see it on the TV side, but if you're listening, chopped it straight down right in front of the plate, and the pitcher got it just on the edge of the circle. Now Coco's down over at first base. Looks like she might have a cramp. Russ Heffley working on it over there. She's laying on her back. Yeah, he's kind of massaging the back thigh there. Told you it was a real sticky, humid day here. First really weather game we've had like this, so she's over at first base. Jordan Jacobson, our trainer, Tricia Ford, out to talk with her as well. See if they can shake this one out. So just again off the circle there. And again, you put it on the ground and you get any sort of height on it, these speedsters at the top of the Aggie lineup, and you're going to beat it out. First base. Help Coco up a little bit. Now they're going to see if she can shake it off. And looks like she's going to be okay. She's nodding her head to Tricia and to Jordan. Hef's rocking a pinstripe hat today. Look at that. I like that. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, she's good. She's going to stay over there at first base. Coco's going to shake it out. Again, we told you it's a real sticky day. Humidity about 75%. We're basically right around 80 degrees. And so Coco cramping up there early. So an infield single by Coco. That'll bring up Jazz Hill. Grad student out of Norwalk, California, second on the team with a .486 batting average, 4 homers and 11 runs driven in. Right-handed batter with a ton of pop. What a weekend she had. Takes the first pitch for a strike at the belt on the inner half, 0-1. No score. Runner at first is Coco in the bottom of the first inning. How about Jazz Hill in that tournament this weekend? She hit .692, 3 home runs, 7 runs driven in, and 9 runs scored. That's off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. You start to factor in scoring 9 runs over, that stretch of games. And it's not just all long ball. Obviously, you had 3 home runs. That's 3 of them there, but you still got on base and scored 6 other times. Also threw out a runner from deep center field coming home. Fouls one back onto the net. Just missed that one. It counts 1-2. We were talking about Abigail Young when Coco put the ball in play. 3-pitch mix. She'll feature drop, fastball, changeup. Right about 60 or so. Topping out, change, probably sitting in the mid-40s. Good sink on the ball, so you'll see some balls driven into the ground today if the Aggies get on top of it. It's 1-2 pitch. It is off the plate in the outer batter's box. 2-2 the count. One out, no score. Shortstop Holiday shaded towards the bag at second. Outfield playing a step or so deep and straight away for the Bearcats. That's a great pitch. Just missed on the inner half, maybe a tiny bit below the knees from Abigail Young, and the count is now full, 3-2. Conference USA patch on the Bearcats' left shoulder. That is a brand new league for them. They were in the WAC last year, year one in Conference USA this year. Chop foul left side past Jeff Harger by Jazz Hill. Good at bat here in the bottom of the first. I was talking with Jeff earlier today, just kind of about the Kansas loss specifically, and then a little bit of the UTSA game where the Aggies do win at 5-1. But again, went into extra innings in that game. 3-2 chop foul. He said, Kansas, he said, I thought we started the game with a good approach. He said, then when we thought they kind of were hitting some balls right at people, and then maybe the kids start to press. And that sort of to amplify as they went through the rest of the game against Kansas. 3-2 pitch. In the air to right, it's carrying. Going back is Quinlan. Back, makes the catch, a step shy of the wall, and it is deep enough to move Coco to second base. Jazz Hill with a deep fly ball to right. Puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs now here in the Aggie first. No score.
Texas Aggie designated player number 6, Trinity Cannon.
Jazz Hill taking one on the outer half. Again, gave it a ride. It carried, but again, a little heavy air today. Wind's blowing a bit out towards center. And it's an out. 2 down. Here's Trinity Cannon, the Aggie DP. Change up. First one we've seen today, right down the pipe. That's a called strike at 46 miles an hour. Trin, right-handed hitter. 353 on the year, 4 homers, 13 runs driven in. Of course, you've seen it by now. Walk-off grand slam on Sunday to beat UTSA in the 8th inning. Didn't miss it, too. 260-something feet to dead center. Off the plate, 1-1. Time call. Tricia Ford's out to talk with the home plate umpire, Dustin Douglas. Looks like they bring Coco out of the game here. Yeah, they're going to bring Coco out of the game here. So Sav Price will come in to run at second base. Coco favoring that kind of thigh. Maybe she cramped up just a little bit. So Sav Price will come in to run. Let's see if Sav stays in to play shortstop or if the Aggies shift some stuff around here. So Sav Price, the senior out of Rio Linda, will come and run here in the first inning. Counts a 1-1 on Trinity Cannon with 2 outs. That's a strike. There to pop the glove there. Belt high on the inside black. Counts 1-2 to Cannon. Cannon in that at-bat fell behind early, that grand slam, worked it full, fouled off a couple pitches in the process, and then drove it. And the Aggies put an exclamation point on a 5-1 weekend. Popped in the air, behind first base, foul territory by a step. First baseman Hebel will squeeze it. That will do it for out number 3. So the Aggies will strand a runner at second, and we will head to the second inning. Texas A&M and Sam Houston are scoreless. This is Aggie softball from Learfield. Pitchers, and it's going to be a very busy weekend as well. And as you know, you're going to need every arm you possibly can have to fight your way through the SEC slate. So Brooke Vestal in to pitch. Sav Price at second, Rylan Wiggins at short. And the first pitch is a nasty off-speed pitch up and out of the zone to the cleanup hitter, Elia Hebel. Swings and misses, strike 1. Elia Hebel, a junior, wears number 34. She is a junior out of Albany, transfer from University of Louisiana. Way off the plate, 1-1. Hebel on the season is hitting .263, leads the team in doubles with 3, homers with 1, RBIs with 9. 4, 5, and 6 in the Sam Houston lineup. All righties from this point forward till we get to the 9 spot. Rip foul into the Bearcat dugout, and the count's 1-2. Vestal, completely different pitch profile than we saw from Shea. Shea throws hard, tends to be down. Vestal can go up and down. I mean, Shea can too, but Vestal will go up and down more, and tremendous spin rate. The ball will move a lot of off speed. She's not going to overpower you with speed. Low 60s, give or take. This rise just misses. Inner half, just under the letters, and the count is 2-2. Pitch swung on and missed, strike three. Second strikeout of the game by Aggie pitching, one down.
Bearcats designated player number 24, Julia Herzinger.
So one down. Here is Julia Herzinger. She takes a big swing and a miss, strike one. Herzinger is the DP. Where's number 24, senior out of Magnolia. Herzinger on the year, 286, no homers, 4 runs driven in. Chopped off the plate over Kennedy Powell's glove, moving towards the hole. It's knocked down in the grass by Rylan Wiggins. Even if she's able to cleanly field it, no chance on a play there, as that ball had a lot of pace to it off the bat of Herzinger. So that is the first hit of the game for Sam Houston. No score here in the top of the second inning. Bring up Morgan Holiday, the shortstop. Down and in, ball one. Holiday wears number 21. There's a sophomore out of Grandview. Leads the team with a .344 batting average. 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 7 runs driven in. That one is low, 2-0. Bearcats, told you 6-8 on the season. 3-2 last weekend at Monroe's Best of the Bayou tournament. Chop to the shortstop, maybe a chance for 2. Backing up as Wiggins goes to second for 1. Only play is there. Too much speed running from the plate in Holiday. So fielder's choice, 6-4 on the putout for the second out of the inning. Wiggins backing it up a bit to get to it, and just made sure she made a clean play for the out. Again, not an unfamiliar position for Rylan. Was there her sophomore season. It's off the plate, ball 1 to Hannah Schaefer, the catcher. Rylan, a very versatile infielder, the senior veteran. Played, I believe it was second base. I should know this by now. Second base as a freshman, short as a sophomore, third as a junior, back to second base this year as a senior. Popped up right side of the infield, Sav Price into the grass. Second baseman will squeeze it for out number 3. So an infield single, no harm done, and a runner left. We're heading to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. Aggies and Sam Houston. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
It's time for
Ray Harper due up here in the bottom half of inning number 2. We are scoreless. Aggies and Sam Houston, first of 2 meetings this season. This is off the plate, ball 1 to Allie. Junior out of Santa Clarita has been on an absolutely torrid pace. Really had a rough weekend, didn't hit very well. She only hit .429, 2 homers, 8 runs driven in. So it's pretty disappointing. We'll have to talk to her about that after the game. In the Aggies A&M Invitational. Pops this one up, coming back toward us on the left side. And the third baseman will make the catch for out number 1 in front of the Aggie dugout. Allie leading the team in almost every offensive category entering today. And has played a pretty outstanding right field as well. 1 out. Here's Cottrell, the catcher. Senior out of Wichita. Steps into the box. .349 hitter, 4 home runs, 14 runs driven in. Power hitting right-handed batter. Takes one inside, 1-0. This Aggie team in the tournament had a really impressive tournament in the 6 games, even with the loss to Kansas. Told you they went 5-1. They outscored opponents 39-5 on the weekend. Changeup is driven to deep left center field. It's carrying back under the light pole and a step shy of the wall. It is caught by the left fielder Talbot. That is out number 2. You can see here the Aggies maybe hunting some of that sink a little bit out of the hand of Abigail Young. They're 4 outside of the base hit by Coco. The 4 in-play outs so far have all been in the air. Right field, first base, third base, left field. Here's Amari Harper, sophomore out of Corona. First base today. First base pretty much all year. There's a strike call to the left-handed hitter. Played second base on Sunday's game. That's where she was all of last year. First base for the first time this season. And has done a really nice job over there. At the plate, she's third on the team with a .375 batting average, 4 runs driven in. Hits this one in the air to right. And backing up just a step is Quinlan for out number 3. So the Aggies go very quickly. It's a 6-pitch inning. From this point forward, it'll be 3, maybe 4. And their schedule's really balanced. The Aggies will basically be home, away, home, away, home, away the rest of the season. Her ball misses off the plate. Ball 1 to Kylie Hobbs. Hobbs is a senior, hitting .048 on the year. Just 1 hit and 21 at-bats. It's a double, and it drove in a run. Inside strike at the belt. Counts 0-2. Excuse me, 1-1. First pitch missed. Is off the plate, off speed, 2-1. Vestal, the transfer from Ole Miss, before that played 3 seasons. 1 was a red shirt at the University of Oklahoma. So 6th year in college softball, Brooke Vestal. Foul back onto the net. And Trisha Ford, talking with her about it, she said she just understands things. She brings experience, she brings knowledge. She kind of wants to be a coach growing up. Really level-headed kid. Doesn't seem to get too high, doesn't seem to get too low. And that's kind of the attitude I think you probably want in this pitcher. 2-2. Driven down the line and left. It is carrying deep, and it just gets over the fence in front of the scoreboard. Kylie Hobbs goes deep, and the Bearcats take the early lead. Just the 3rd home run of the season for the Bearcats as a team. Left it in her half, a bit over the plate, around the letters. Hobbs hit it well, and it just tucked in over the fence, right in front of the big brick facade that holds up the left side of the scoreboard. Just got over there. Counts nonetheless, and it's 1-0 Sam Houston. Chandler Talbot takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Aggie pitching, that's just the 5th home run they have allowed this season in 15-plus games. Strike called to the left-handed hitting Talbot. Senior out of Beaumont Kelly. Played a couple seasons right down the road here at Blinn. That's a strike called. Outer half at the knees, 1-2. Talbot, .273 hitter, just 11 at-bats. 3 hits and 11 at-bats with an RBI. Very much a slapper approach, kind of run up at the ball here. 1-2 pitch. Line shot right at Kennedy Powell at third base. That is out number 1. Powell playing about 2 steps in. Jumped at first. The ball wasn't hit all that hard, so she jumped a little bit, came down and caught it. It's not a soft line drive there. Top of the order now. Here's Ellie Grill. Grill struck out swinging against Shaylee Ackerman, the starter. Chopped foul on the left side. 0-1. If you're just joining us, this was by design. Trisha Ford telling me that Shay was going to throw just the first inning, then Brooke was going to come in. So nothing wrong with Shay. Coco Woolley did leave the game with looked like a cramp. Her right leg, she beat out an infield single at first to start the game, and then they let her run a bit and then pulled her. This pitch is outside, 1-1. So Sav Price now at second, Rylan Wiggins now at short for Texas A&M. Again, this is a versatile infield for the Aggies. They do have depth. They did not have that last year. 1-1. Cued off the middle of the bat to the circle. Brooke Vestal will flip it to first for the out. 2 down. 1-0 Sam Houston here in the 3rd on the home run. Leading off the inning by Kylie Hobbs. Trisha Ford and the coaches say, their goal is to have 4 shortstops in the infield. And as you take a look around the Aggie infield, that's exactly what they have. There's PFP there by Vestal to get the easy out. Ball one to Haley Carter, who grounded out to first base back in the first. Kennedy Powell at third, Rylan Wiggins at short. Sav Price at second, Amari Harper at first. You can pretty much plug and play any of them at any of those positions. Slow roller at the third baseman, Powell, right on cue. She'll throw to first for the out. So Brooke Vestal responds nicely after giving up the home run, quickly retires the next three hitters with the Bearcats 12-man mobile app, or visit gameday.12man.com. Rylan Wiggins, Kennedy Powell, Keely Williams due up here in the third inning. Aggies trailing 1-0. First pitch is up, ball one. Wiggins now at shortstop in this one. Senior out of Wiley, right-handed batter. 226 on the year, 3 home runs, 7 runs driven in. Smokes that ball into the gap in left center. It's going to one-hop the fence. Easy double for the veteran Rylan Wiggins as the Aggies trying to answer right back here in their half of the third. For Wiggins, second double of the season. In her half at the belt, just crushed it. And easy into second base there. So here's Kennedy Powell in the 9-hole for the first time this season. Left-handed bat out of Conroe. Slaps it foul left side for strike one. On the year, Powell's hitting .289 with 7 runs driven in, 8 stolen bases. Had a tough tournament this weekend, went just 1 for 13 at the plate. So they're moving and shuffling some stuff around a little bit and looking to really spark it. And then as you try to flip this lineup over, she can get on base here. Runner at second, nobody out. Third baseman way in, shortstop shaded towards third base, so a lot of real estate up the middle of this infield. There's a strike called as Powell took a pitch on the outer half. 0-2, showed bunt, pulled the bat back. This is one of the more difficult infield defensive alignments that you have to work against, where you have a speed runner at second and speed at the plate, so you don't have the force play, and you have to cover third base. You have to worry about a steal as well. Little flare, fair, down the left field line. Wiggins racing around third. She'll score without a throw. Kennedy Powell ties it up. KP, 8th RBI of the season. And just like that, we're knotted up. Tremendous job of hitting there. Took one off the plate, a little above the belt, and just perfectly deposited that into left field. Easy RBI to score Rylan Wiggins. Nice response there by the Aggies. Now to the top of the order, here's Keely. As the bubbles are flying here at Davis Diamond. Keely struck out in the first. Good speed at first base for the Aggies and KP. Now the middles have to back up for Sam Houston. Worried about the stolen base. Changeup, grounded foul, right side, past Russ Heffley. Aggies definitely a lot faster than they were last year. Last year, Coco, 19 stolen bases led the team. What's funny about that in a way is, if you took the 2 leaders now, so you got Coco at 9 and KP at 8, this is stolen bases, they would rank second and third already on last year's team. So a lot more speed this year for Jeff Harger and the Aggies to play with. Faking going at first base. Ball is taken high and out of the zone, 1-1. And the Aggies, as you know, will keep that foot on the gas pedal. They will always force the issue on the base paths. Keely hit 400 in the tournament this weekend. Good speed at first. Nobody out. Tie ball game here in the third inning. Pitch, smokes that down the line in left field. That is trouble past the diving left fielder Talbot into the corner. Here comes Powell racing around third. She will score easily, and Keely Williams puts the Aggies on top. For Keely, that's double number 1, RBI number 6. Garrett Valish out of the Sam Houston dugout. Great job of hitting awesome effort in left by Talbot. She wasn't going to get it. Left-handed hitter out of Rio Linda. Will be back home playing in front of her friends and family this weekend in Fullerton. First pitch chopped to the right side, and the first baseman grabs it. And Price will stop in the baseline and make the first baseman throw it to the second baseman covering. So one pitch, one out there, but all Sav did there was made sure that Keeley would get to third base. Productive at-bat there for Price. One out. 2-1 Aggies. Watch here. As you can't go backwards, but you can stop, and you can make the fielder come to you. And Hebel just turned and flipped it to Carter, covering at first. So runner at third, one out. Infield's in for Jazz Hill, who flew out to deep right field back in the first. Takes a change up. Floats across the outer part of the plate for strike one. That one came in at 47 miles an hour. Jazz this season, .472 hitter, hitting .500 with runners in scoring position. Can't check her swing on that one. Came up and in. Oh, she did. Okay. Counts 1-1. Kearney at first said did not go around, so the count's even at 1. Jazz, one of 7 California natives going back home this weekend to play at the Judy Garmin Classic in Fullerton. Outside, 2-1. Omari Harper from Corona, Savvy's from Rio Linda, Grayson's from Hanford, Maya Perez from Corona, Emily Levitt from Chino, Allie Enright from Santa Clarita, and Jazz from Norwalk. 1 out, 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Just missed that one. A bit up in the zone on the inner half, and the count's 2-2. Jazz has hit safely in 6 straight games entering tonight. That's up at the letters on the inner half. And we are full. Second time today. Jazz has gone full in the count. Abigail Young at a 19-pitch first inning. Threw just 6 pitches in the second, but having to work here in the third. 2 runs home for the Aggies. They've taken the lead. Change up, hard ground ball past the second baseman into right center field. Jazz Hill, full count RBI single, 3-1 Texas A&M. Jazz RBI number 12 as Keeley comes home. Too much pace on that, just smoked it along the ground in between the bag and the second baseman Carter. Carter was playing in and dove at it towards second base and just missed it, but it would have been a tough play regardless. So Jazz at first, 3-1. Here's Trinity Cannon. This pitch is a strike. Trin popped into foul territory to first base to end the first inning. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Aggies. 4 of those coming in this inning. Outfield deep for the Bearcats. Inside, 1-1 the count. Aggies in their all black script Aggies. Sam Houston, all orange. Bearcats across the chest in white. Runners going, pitches a strike. Throw down is in plenty of time as Jazz slides into the second baseman who dropped the ball. Jazz is safe at second base. Even if she would have been called out, I'm pretty confident we'd have had an obstruction call at second as the second baseman Carter was blocking the bag as she came to catch the ball. But the slide in knocked the ball out of the glove of Carter, so that becomes a moot point. 1-2 now the count to Cannon. Runner at second is Jazz. First stolen base of the season. That is high. 2-2. Take a look at that one again. You can see the second baseman just in the middle of the baseline. You're entitled to the lane if you've already got the ball. She didn't have the ball. She had to give the runner the ability to get to the bag. This one's fouled off at the plate, 2-2. In fact, Brian Crochet, the umpire out there who's now rotated over to third, I saw Jeff Harger signal obstruction to him, and I saw Brian nod his head. So almost certainly Aggies would have got that call. But it's stolen base for Jazz, 25th of her career and first here at Texas A&M. 2-2 the count, one out. Here in the third, Aggies up 3-1. Pitch sails in a little high, took a little bit off of that. Count is full to Trent. On deck, Allie Enright. Abigail Young, the true freshman, making her fifth start of the season. 3-2. That's hit well to left. That is carrying. That is back. That is at the wall, and that is gone. Trinity. Texas A&M lead, and the first batter she faces will be Allie Enright, who popped up into foul territory in the second. Strike one to Allie. Abke, a 4-pitch mix. She will sit in the mid-60s. That one was at 66. Rise, curve, screw change is what she features. Change up will sit in the low 50s. 0-1 pitch. That is down. See that down movement on those pitches. She'll bring that as well. 1-1 the count. Garrett Valish really balances out his pitching staff. Darren Graham's 32 innings entering today. Abigail Young, who we just saw, 25. This one's fouled onto the net, 1-2. Amy Abke, 23, and Mika Vento, 12. So really, it's not one workhorse so far on the season. They've divvied up the starts. They've divvied up the innings. Kind of what we're seeing with the Aggies. Emily Kennedy is starting to take the reins of the bulk of the innings, but ultimately, Tricia Ford wants the same thing, to be able to go to anybody at any point, mix and match, play matchups. This one's high, 2-2. Really kind of the trend that the game is going. But that being said, Emily Kennedy and the way she's pitching, didn't catch the news earlier. She was the SEC Pitcher of the Week again after her outing on Sunday. Down and in, 3-2 the count. The way Emily's pitching, now she just gets to hang out in the dugout tonight. But the way she's pitching, she is really becoming that person that she thinks she can be. She's kind of, as Tricia Ford says, coming into herself and kind of owning who she can become in the circle. Owning her greatness, as she likes to say. That's a ball. Allie Enright will draw the walk. That is the first free pass issued by either pitching staff tonight. And it comes with one out here in the third inning. There's Jules. Flew out to left field in the second, 0 for 1 in the game. She has the longest current hit streak on the team. Well, now Jazz has tied her, and so is Coco, but they all have 7. Julia had 7 games in a row coming in today. First pitch foul back. It'll land in the club. Strike one. Nice crowd down there in the Diamond Club here on a Tuesday night. High, 1-1. Probably said it'd be fun to call a game down in that Diamond Club. But we get a taste of it on the road. Or we'll get a taste of it this weekend in Fullerton, where we play on one of the fields where you literally sit behind the backstop and you can have conversations with the umpires. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2-1 from Amy Abke. That one came in at 67. Abigail Young, the starter, by the way, 2 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, 48 pitches. This is a wild pitch. It skips in, gets away from the catcher, Schaefer, and into second base goes Allie Enright. 3-1 the count now to Julia. Smoked it short on one hop. Shortstop has it. Only play to first. That's an out. Allie moving on the play will take third base. That was a rocket off the bat of Julia Cottrell. I think it hit harder than any ball off an Aggie bat so far tonight. But it's an out. Does move the runner, 2 down.
First baseman number 13, Amari Harper.
Here's the 9th batter of the inning, Amari Harper. Harper flew out to right field in the second. Steps in with a .360 batting average. Runner at third, 2 outs, 5 home in this inning. And she takes a strike. That one is high. 1-1. Next half inning, we'll take a look at the latest ESPN USA softball poll, flooded with SEC teams, as you might imagine. The SEC has been off to a pretty fantastic start nationally. 1-1 pitch. It's outside, 2-1. Aggies on a good handful of SEC teams that have either 0, 1, or 2 losses. There's a lot of them. It's not like they've been playing cupcake schedules either. There have been some big wins for the league in some big-time situations. We'll take a look at the poll next half inning. Down 3-1. You know, looking at the Kansas game, disappointing loss for Texas A&M. But, you know, I think really when you sit back at the end of the season, it's not a loss that's going to hurt your resume. Kansas even last year was below 500, and they still sat in the 50s in the RPI, so it's not really going to be a bad loss. Grounded into the circle and stabbed by the pitcher, Abke, before it got by her, robbing Amari of a base hit. The Aggies will still in the circle for the Aggies, her 3rd inning of work. She'll get 3, 4, and 5. Brody Quinlan will lead it off. She is 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out. Quinlan takes a strike. Stands in with a .244 average. Last year, led this squad with 7 home runs and 30 runs driven in. Started all 54 games for the Bearcats. Sam returned 16 letter winners off last year's team, including their top 8 hitters in their lineup. There's a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch that counts 0-2. Again, first year in the Conference USA, and it's a pretty good conference in the sport of softball. Liberty, Western Kentucky, leading the preseason poll. Slow roller left side of the infield. KP comes across the back of the circle, and throws her out, 1 down. Told you to look at the poll. Let's take a look. Oh, big surprise here. Oklahoma is ranked number 1 in the latest ESPN USA softball. They're about to open Love's Field up there this weekend. I heard somebody tell me today the cheapest ticket for that game on the secondary market, this is a softball game, folks, $125. So I think they're a little amped up for that. Want to know the count to Elia Hebel, who struck out in the second. Texas number 2, Georgia, the highest ranked SEC team at 12-1. They are 3rd. Washington 4, LSU, perfect 13-0. They are 5th. Chopped up the middle, near the bag at second, Rylan Wiggins, smooth play, throws to first, 2 outs. 2 quick outs. Brooke Vestal here in the 4th. So top 5 again, OU, Texas, Georgia, Washington, LSU. By the way, next year, 4 of those are in the SEC. Continue to go down the poll in the SEC. Tennessee is 8th, Alabama 11th, Missouri 13, Kentucky 14, Florida 15, Arkansas 16. The Aggies sit at 18th. There's a strike called to Julia Herzinger. South Carolina, the Aggies' first opponent in SEC play, they're 22. Mississippi State, watch this team, folks, just heads up. That's the Aggies' first road series of the year. They're 23. Auburn, 25. It's outside, 1-1. So I think, probably should have checked this before I came on, but whatever. I think it's every team in the SEC with the exception of Ole Miss is in the poll. If not, there's only 2 that are missing. Pitch is inside, 2-1. So again, in the SEC in this latest poll, Georgia 3, LSU 5, Tennessee 8, Alabama 11, Mizzou 13, Kentucky 14, Florida 15, Arkansas 16, A&M 18, Carolina 22, Mississippi State 23, Auburn 25. 3-1 as that one's low. Auburn, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Ole Miss come to Davis-Diamond this year. Aggies will head to LSU, Alabama, Mississippi State, and Florida. 3-1 pitch. Chopped into the circle. Nice pick. Brooke Vestal caught it right about the letters on the hop. Throws to first. And one. 0-1 the count to Ryland Wiggins as we kick off the bottom half of the fourth inning. She'll foul the next pitch off 0-2. Ryland Wiggins, Kennedy Powell, Keely Williams, 8-9-1 due up for the Aggies as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning, 5-1. If you're just joining us, the only inning you'd be disappointed you missed was the third. That's where all the runs have happened. Sam Houston solo homer in the top of the inning, and then in the bottom of the inning, the Aggies push 5 across. That's high, 1-2. Quickly recapping the scoring. Lead double Ryland, RBI single KP, RBI double Keely, then an out later RBI single Jazz Hill, 2-run homer Trinity Cannon. That's how the Aggies pushed 5 across in the third. 6 hits in the game, 2 for the Bearcats. 1-2 pitch just behind that, swung on and missed. That's out number 1 here in the fourth inning for Texas A&M. Here's Kennedy Powell, 2 strike, really 0-2 count. Let's make sure we point that out. 0-2 RBI single to the opposite field in the third inning to drive home Ryland Wiggins. KP tied the game up for the Aggies. Left-handed batter, played last year at UCLA. Ground ball right side, first baseman Hebel will pick it up and step on the bag, 2 outs. Take a look at the Aggies' upcoming schedule this weekend. We told you they leave early tomorrow. They're on a bus at 8. Heading to Houston, flying to Orange County. The Aggies will be at the Judy Garman Classic on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. They were there 2 years ago. Ironically, the Aggies' last game 2 years ago at that tournament was against Arizona State. Tricia Ford, Jeff Harger, Russ Heffley and company. Want to know the count as Keely takes a ball up. She is 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a run scored. So the Aggie schedule will look like this. They're going to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, folks. So just make a note of that if you're going to keep up with the games this weekend. Well, you'll have to wait because this is a pop-up. This should end the inning. Backing up is the shortstop Holiday. She'll make the catch. And it's a very quick fourth inning for the Aggies. We'll get to that when we come back. On to the fifth. Different situation. Shea will inherit a 5-1 lead. And she'll get 6, 7, and 8. Morgan Holiday, Hannah Schaefer, Kylie Hobbs due up. Ground ball left side off the glove of a diving Kennedy Powell and caromed past Ryland into left center field. That was hit hard off the bat of Holiday. And the deflection pushed it through the infield. It's a base hit. Third hit of the game for Sam. Leading off here in the fifth. For Holiday, is her 12th base hit of the season. She leads the team in batting average. Miss Hannah Schaefer popped up to second in the second inning. Sitting 167 as she stands in. Chop foul at the plate with the runner going. Sam will run. Told you that earlier. They have 11 in 14 games this year. Holiday 1 for 1. Haley Carter leads the team with 4. All right, looking ahead again to the Aggies' upcoming schedule this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is your schedule. So the Aggies will open this tournament, the Judy Garman Classic, on Thursday. All these times are Central Time. 11:30 a.m. against the Michigan Wolverines, and then they'll play at 4:30 against Long Beach State. Push bunt into the circle. Shea's got it, 1 play, 2 first. Runner retired on the sacrifice. That's out number 1 here in the Sam Houston 5th inning. This is actually the first, I would say, maybe you say true base runner that's gotten into scoring position. Kylie Hobbs, who's coming up to bat, hit a home run in the third, so obviously she made it all the way around. But other than her, this is the first time a runner has been on in scoring position with a batter at the plate. Hobbs took a 2-2 pitch over the wall. There's a slow roller, gets through for a base hit. Hill's got it. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is a little short. Jules actually came up and cut it off. Too much speed to get the runner. C&I single up the middle, Kylie Hobbs. She is 2 for 2. She's drove in both Bearcat runs. It's 5-2 Texas A&M. Just enough to get past Rylan Wiggins behind the bag at second. So here's Talbot, left-handed batter. Slaps it foul at the plate, 0-1. Talbot lined out to third base in the third inning. 5-2 Aggies here in the fifth. So again, Thursday, 11:30 Michigan, 4:30 Central, Long Beach State. Friday, 5 o'clock Central, Weber State. 9:30 at night, the host Cal State Fullerton. It's a ball off the plate, counts even at 1. By the way, that Fullerton game, you can watch it on ESPN Plus as well. It's the only TV game of the weekend. And then Saturday, 7 o'clock, Central against DePaul will close out the Judy Garman Classic for Texas A&M. 1-1 pitch, chop foul at the plate. Aggies 2 years ago, I think it was 2-3 in that tournament. Aggies got beat by UCLA and Weber State and Arizona State. And the Aggies beat LMU and beat Utah. This year, 5 games out there as well. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1-2 pitch. That's a ball off the plate, 2-2. After that, the Aggies come home a week from tomorrow night. Wednesday, the 6th of March, North Texas comes to town. That's a home and home as well. The Aggies will be in Denton later in the year. Wednesday night at 6 against North Texas. Check swing foul left side. 2-2 the count. That's our next home game. And by the way, that is also, I believe, $5 beer night is what they're telling me. Unfortunately, we can't make sure that that's the case ourselves, but you can if you're coming out to the game. Yeah, $5 beer night. The Davis Diamond concession stand, special beer selections for only $5 for that game against North Texas. That's our next home game. Inside, called strike 3, across the inside part of the plate. Talbot goes down looking. Shea's second strikeout of the game, third by the Aggie pitching staff. 2 outs here in the fifth. Back to the top of the order, Ellie Grill. Grill, the leadoff hitter, is 0 for 2 in the game, hitting .280 as she stands in. Runner at first is Kylie Hobbs. Grounded to the right side. Amari Harper under her glove, but backing her up. Sav Price, they try to underhand flip to first, and it hits off the glove of Harper and towards the coach's box. Everybody is safe. That will most likely be an error on Amari. Didn't have to range too far, but was kind of going backhand glove to her open hand side. The underhand flip from Sav would have been in time, and it just clipped off the glove of Amari. An error charge to Harper. That is her second of the season. And here's Haley Carter, strike called. Carter 0 for 2. See the Aggies outfield shifted in and to the left. The 2-hole hitter, the left-handed batter, that's outside. It counts 1-1. So next home game is Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, North Texas. Then South Carolina, the ranked Gamecocks come to town to open SEC play. March 8th, March 9th, March 10th here at Davis. Strike on the inner half, 1-2. 6 o'clock, South Carolina, Friday night. I believe that's fireworks night, too. 6 o'clock on the 8th, 4 o'clock on Saturday the 9th, 1 o'clock on the 10th. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. That bounces in, great pick by Jules behind the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. 6th batter of the inning here for Sam. Inside, that's too high. Count is full. Now the runners are going to be moving on this with 2 outs. Hobbs at second, Grill at first. Brody Quinlan Three-hole hitter is on deck. Pitch chopped to the right side. Finds Amari again, kicks off her glove. Everybody's safe. And now the runner's caught between second and third. Sav runs right at her. And now the runner's coming home. Turns, throws, wide of home. It hits the umpire. Runner is safe. Everybody else safe on the bases, and it runs home. And it's 5-3. I gotta make sure Dustin Douglas is okay. He says he is. That throw hit him square in the chest protector. Time called. Now Tricia Ford's out to settle out this defense. Pretty routine grounder to Amari again to her non-glove side. I'm sorry, that was her glove side. Kicked off. Sav Price did the right thing to run right at the runner, caught him between second and third. But then she didn't take that runner to third. The runner at third started coming home, and she just airmailed the throw home. So the Aggies gift wrapping a run here for Sam, and now the tying runs at second base. 2 errors on the play. Should be one on Amari and then one on Sav Price, allowing the run to score. And what's frustrating about that, if you're A&M, is that has been the thing you have been able to rely on all year. They've been smart, fundamental. They've only had 7 errors all year, and they've had 3 in this inning. 2 outs, chopped off the plate, and it curls foul on the right side for strike 1. 2 errors in the inning by Amari. And as we said, the error, the other one, Hobbs, will come home on the error on the throw by Sav Price. This one fouled at the plate, 0-2. I will tell you, if you were watching on TV, you saw it. And if you're listening, that was a very quick, succinct, and pointed discussion by Tricia Ford in the circle at her defense. Shaylee Ackerman has done nothing wrong in the circle, and she's now got the tying run sitting at second base. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the inning. But Sam Houston just putting the ball on the ground, a couple of base hits early. Cut the lead in for Sav Price. This is 2, 3, and 4 due up. Fouls it back onto the screen. AC pinch hitting here. Sophomore from College Station, 333 hitter, almost all of that off the bench. 3 for 9 at the plate, a double, a home run, and 6 runs driven in. Rise misses. And it counts a ball and a strike. Well, what that tells me there is because she was a sub, Sav Price's day is over. So we'll see what the Aggies do defensively in the top half of inning number 6. 1-1, swing on, driven into center. It's carrying pretty deep. It is back. It's near the wall. Reaching up and making the catch and possibly robbing her of a home run is Ellie Grill. Kept backing up, reached up at the last minute, and might have just taken one away from Ayanna Coleman. If it wasn't going out, it was going to hit the very top of the fence. Nice play by Grill in center. It's out number 1. Here's Jazz Hill, the Aggie center fielder, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. 486 hitter. It's outside, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. It's a strike on the outer half, 2-1. Jazz Hill played 4 years at ASU, got her degree, Arizona State that is, and transferred here. 3 of those under this Aggie coaching staff. That's high, 3-1. I told you this quite a few times on the broadcast. One of the reasons they got her here is just for who she is. They know the type of person she is, the type of leader she is. She's the type of person that steps into a locker room full of new people as a transfer and can immediately become one of the leaders of the team. 3-1. Ball 4. Miatke really just everything up in the zone, really wasn't close on any of those last 3 pitches. So that is only the second walk for an Aggie hitter in this game. Here's Trinity Cannon, 1 for 2. Last at bat off the scoreboard, 2-run shot in the third.
Player number 6, Trinity Cannon.
Cannon. That is low, ball 1. Home run for Trinity in the third inning is number 23 of her career. Time call, Garrett Vallish out to talk to his pitcher. She had 100 RBIs on that grand slam, 100 on the nose. So now she's at 102 for her career. So again, Sam Houston in a 5-3 ball game here. It was one, if you're an Aggie, you felt pretty comfortable going into that last half inning, but you've let them back in the game, and see him working with his pitcher there, trying to settle her in. Again, a true freshman. Young pitching staff here for Sam Houston. But they come in having won 6 of their last 9 ball games. They've already played 2 Power 5 teams on the year. They beat Syracuse and lost to Texas Tech. Sam will always play tough schedule. We've already played Wichita State. Had them come to a home tournament. See them, because of their geography, it works out great for them. They'll get the Aggies twice. You'll see them usually play Texas. They'll play Baylor. Sometimes even going to Norman. So they'll really do challenge themselves out of conference. All right, meeting's over. 1-0 the count to Trinity Cannon. 1 out, 5-3 Aggies here in the bottom of the 5th. That's a strike at the knees on the inner half, and the count is even at 1. These 2 teams split last year in Waco, the Ode to Joy Invitational. 1-1 pitch. That is high, 2-1. Played back-to-back days. The Aggies played Sam and Baylor on a Saturday and a Sunday. On the Saturday, Sam beat the Aggies 4-0. Emily Kennedy came back that day and no-hit Baylor. And then the next day, the Aggies returned a favor and won 4-0. Fly ball, foul, right side. That is foul. Bounced into the grounds crew. Was that Morgan down there ducking out of that ball? Come on, Morgan. You're better than that. She'll hear about that later. 2-2 the count. I mean, she played softball, right? So she should be able to make that catch. 2-2 pitch. Curve misses off the plate. Count is full, 3-2. That's right. Tyler Pounds brings up the fact that she is a Hall of Famer. So you have to make that catch if you're a Hall of Famer. I didn't see Dax go for the ball either, so not a lot of effort over there. 3-2 pitch. Fouled onto the net. That's true. Not everyone has Rayleigh in the booth. We had one come up here. It wasn't during our game. It was during one of the early games on Sunday. One came up here into the booth. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Trinity Cannon at the plate. Jazz Hill at first. 5-3 Aggies. That comes in and hits her on the elbow guard, and Trin will head down to first base. Hit by pitch. And now first and second, 1 out. Sam with some action in the bullpen. Might be Darren Graham's down there. It's kind of hard to see, but I thought I saw an 8 on the back of the jersey, and we're running out of 8s. Yep, and we're going to have a T-Mobile. Alley popped up into foul territory in the second, walked left at third base in the third. Alley will step in with a .526 average. 1 out, 5-3. Aggies with the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a strike called on the inner half. Sam playing the second baseman, Carter, back. Normal spot, but maybe back a bit. She's going to be responsible for getting to the bag on a ground ball. Next pitch to Alley. This one skips in. Jazz Hill read it. It's going to try to take third to throw. Slides. Got her. Slid to the backside of the bag. Tried to avoid the tag, but it looked like Hobbs tagged the hand as she was trying to grab the base. And Jazz is retired. It'll go 2-5 for the second out. Trinity Cannon will move up on the play. 1-1 the count. Up and in, 2 balls and a strike. Again, we told you this team is aggressive on the base pass, and they really do work on that in practice. You could see the catcher come down to block the ball. Jazz maybe just didn't get quite as good of a read on it. That little bit ended up costing her. She's thrown out 2-5. Little jam shot popped up behind the circle. Shortstop coming over and will make the catch for out number 3. So the Aggies will strand a runner. They'll have one thrown out on the base paths as well. We'll head to the 6th. It's 5-3 Texas A&M over Sam Houston. So 4, 5, and 6 here for Shaylee Ackerman in a 5-3 ball game. Hebel 0 for 2 in the ball game. Strikeout, ground out. First pitch, swing and a miss. Aggies back in action on Thursday, 11:30 Central Time against the Michigan Wolverines out of the Big Ten. Will be on the air pregame at 11:15 from Anderson Family Field in Fullerton, California. 0-1 pitch. A lot of English off the end of the bat, left side of the infield. Kennedy Powell runs over across behind the circle, gets it, throws across her body, and gets the out. Ball had some wild English on it as it hit off the end of the bat. It hit the ground and then started spinning in a different direction. So much so that Dustin Douglas wanted to see the ball before he gave it back to Shea. That hit in front of the plate and just spun hard over towards the third base side. 1 out. Here's Herzinger, 1 for 2, single K back in the second. Shea starts her off with a drop, misses below the zone, 1-0. Strike, 1-1 the count. Herzinger last year for Sam, 3rd on the team with a .280 batting average. 3rd in homers with 4. Drove in 18 as well on the year. As she stands in the box right now, she is a .300 hitter. Fouls this off at the plate, way out in front of that one. The count's 1-2. We were talking about the SEC and just that really hot start for the league. As you take a look at the standings, entering tonight, may actually be a few finals mixed in here. 1-2, that's high, 2-2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of the 13 SEC teams have either 0, 1, or 2 losses. 3 more have only 3 losses. Actually, no, 9 teams have 0, 1, or 2 losses. There's a strike called right down the pipe. Shaylee Ackerman punches her out. 2 down. 4th strikeout of the game by Aggie pitchers, 3rd by Shea. Right above the belt, down the pipe. 2 down. Shea's retired 3 in a row after the back-to-back errors. Here's Holiday. 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch skipped in. Alabama undefeated, 16-0. LSU undefeated, 13-0. The Aggies and the Georgia Bulldogs each have a loss. A&M 14-1, Georgia 12-1. And then all of these teams have 2. Florida, Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Auburn. Fouled onto the net, 1-1. Arkansas 11-3, Ole Miss 13-3, excuse me. Ole Miss, Mississippi State 11-3, Tennessee 8-4, and Tennessee has played a monster schedule to this point. Chopped off the plate, third baseman Powell got it, backing up near the bag at third, throws across the diamond to first to get her. And Shaylee Ackerman sits the Bearcats down, 3 up, 3 down in order in the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Texas A&M. This is Aggie softball. Monday, as they recognize the senior class against the Alabama Crimson Tide at 2 o'clock. Joni Taylor and the women. Julia Cottrell cues the first pitch foul for strike 1. Sunday fun day. Buy 1 full price general admission ticket. On game day, bring up to 4 kids free. Pre-game fan zone as well. For game info and more, visit 12thman.com. Jules 0 for 2 in the game. She's the 6-hole hitter. She'll be followed by Amari and then Rylan way outside. 1-1. This is the third pitcher of the game for Garrett Balish and the Bearcats. Darren Graham's the pitcher through 2/3 of an inning in relief. One of those was a wild pitch, threw out a runner on bases. Change up, misses just off the plate. 2-1. Starter Abigail Young was tagged for 6 hits and 5 runs in 2 1/3 innings of work. Jules popped up into right. Quinlan comes in and makes the catch, 1 out. The reliever, the freshman Amy Abke, threw 2 shutout no-hit innings to keep her team in the game, and then the Aggie defensive miscues opened the door to let Sam back in. Here's Amari Harper, second baseman. 0 for 2 today. Fly out in the second, ground out in the third.
Texas Aggie second baseman number 13, Amari Harper.
Amari, the sophomore out of Corona. This is where, you first at bat since you made the 2 errors in that inning, in that 5th inning, do you carry that into the batter's box? It's kind of one of those things you have to learn as an athlete to just kind of flush and move on. See what she can do here. Fouls one back. Came up in the zone on that one, 1-1. Bearcats in the 7th. We'll have 7, 8, and 9. You might think that that's right where you want to be, but the 8-hole hitter, Kylie Hobbs, has been the difference tonight for Sam with a homer, a single, and 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in. Change up, ripped up the middle, base hit past the ankles of the pitcher, of Grams, and into center. So Amari Harper picks up the base hit. That hit is hit number 7 of the day for Texas A&M.
Texas Aggie shortstop number 2, Rylan Wiggins.
Wiggins 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch is a strike called on the inner half. Doubled and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. Real humid, heavy day here in College Station. Kind of one of those spring days. You might see a lot of mosquitoes flying around, a lot of fog in the air, but starting to clear out a little bit as the flags are blowing a little bit more out into left field. It's a ball off the plate, 1-1. Saw a couple of balls early in the game that carried but didn't get out. And then as the wind is ever so slightly picked up, we've seen a couple balls carry and get out. 1-1 pitch to Rylan. Off the plate, 2-1. Aggies have all 5 runs of this game in the 3rd inning. RBI single Kennedy Powell, RBI double Keely Williams, RBI single Jazz Hill, 2-run homer Trinity Cannon. That is it. Rylan drives it deep to left field. It is carrying back. It is at the wall, and it is gone. Rylan Wiggins to the base of the scoreboard and left. Just enough on it, and it's 7-3 A&M.
Rylan Wiggins.
Rylan's 4th of the season. Had 2 in the tournament for the same game over North Dakota State. And the Aggies get a little breathing room there. That one hit right at the base of the net that covers the video portion of the scoreboard, right above the D in Davis Diamond. And for Texas A&M, that is their 2nd home run of the ball game. Amari scores on the play. Those are 2 runs I am very happy to have. So a long visit here between Garrett Balish and his senior pitcher, Aaron Grams, in the circle. 2 226 feet off the bat from Ryland. We talk about the height on that, 49-degree launch angle. So that you kind of draw that like you're in a class. You can see what I'm talking about. But again, strong strength, all that weight room workout the Aggies put in. Here's KP, singled in a run and scored in the third, grounded out in the fourth. 300 hitter. Tries to flash a bunt on a change there and didn't get it. Strike one. Powell, all freshman team in the Pac-12 last year for UCLA. First team all region as well. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Didn't play in the infield. That's her natural position, third base. Didn't play in the infield for Kelly Inouye Perez, who's an outfielder. Hit .374, 21 runs driven in. And now is playing just about less than an hour from home. That's off the plate, 1-2. Speaking of KP, on our Studio 12 podcast Thursday, we sat down with Coco and Kennedy Powell. Needless to say, it was a bit entertaining. So we'll have that for you on the Studio 12 podcast. You can search for that inside your favorite podcast app. That's a ball, 2-2. Last week, we had on the episode Kylie Griffin, Kramer Eschte, and the radio gold that is Hayden Schott on the baseball team. This week, I believe Nolan Kane will visit with him. Lined into the glove of the third baseman. Nice play there by Hobbs. Nice job of hitting there by KP. That's out loud, out number 2. Hobbs playing in and had to go glove side towards the 5-6 hole. Nice play there. 2 down. Here's Keeley. 1 for 3 with an RBI double back in the third. Line shot foul past first base for strike one. No flinch from Russ Heffley, by the way. Nice work over there in the coaching box. Yeah. Nerves of steel. Aggies have an early and long day tomorrow. Leave at 8 in the morning, head down to Houston and fly out to Fullerton. They'll practice when they get there, play Thursday morning. It's a ball, 1-1. It's one of the tough things, too, as coaches, they say that if you look at this week, so you had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of games. Monday is a required off day. You have to have one every week. You got a game Tuesday, you leave tomorrow, and you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here's a 1-1. That is down for a ball, 2-1. And she said a few of the players are like, man, we got a game already? And Tricia Ford says, hey, you want to play or you want to practice? And they're like, we'll play. So they're playing this game. 2-1 pitch. Keeley tried to check her swing on a rise. Might have got a piece of it as well. It's a strike, 2-2 the count. Again in the 7th, Sam's got 7, 8, and 9 due up. Pitch. Flared into shallow left field. Backing up is the shortstop, Holiday, and she'll make the catch for out number 3. But the Aggies get 2 much-needed runs. It is off the 9 due up for Sam Houston. And a pinch hitter for Garrett Valish. Allie Seville will hit. Junior out of Spring, went to Klein Oak High. So Seville, Hobbs, and Talbot due up in this inning. Right-handed batter is Seville against Shaylee Ackerman. This pitch is a ball. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Seville on the year, usual starter. She had the day off. 286 hitter, 2 doubles, 5 runs driven in. Chop left side, up in the air to get it is Powell. Throws to first and she got her. That was a slick play. Kennedy Powell, a step inside the bag, went high in the air to get that chopper. That's the first out of the 7th. Here's Hobbs, hitting star of the day for Sam. Solo homer in the third, RBI single in the fifth, scored as well. 7-3 Aggies looking for 2 outs. Popped up right side of the infield. Trinity Cannon right on top the base will make the catch. 2 outs. So Shaylee Ackerman, in a game she started, is looking to get the save, I believe, if I understand the rules correctly. Brooke Vestal in line for the win in relief. Coach Fallish is going to go to his bench again here in the 9 spot. And we'll get left-handed hitter number 2, Jenny Robison. Redshirt sophomore out of Montgomery Lake Creek, high school teammate of Emily Kennedy. So Robison will hit. 143 hitter, just 2 hits and 14 at-bats with a triple and a run driven in. First pitch is a strike. Stay tuned on the post-game show on the radio side. We're going to talk with Tricia Ford in the dugout after this one. Next pitch, strike 2. Shay not messing around here. 6 pitches in the inning, and she's a strike away from putting this one in the books. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch chopped slowly at third. This should do it. Powell's got it. Throws to first in time. And the Aggies are winners here over Sam Houston. Final score is 7-3 here at Davis Diamond. Aggies improved to 15-1. Sam falling to 6-9.